What's going on, everybody? This is Thrifty, back with Thrifty's Gaming News Podcast. Super happy to be here tonight. It has been a very, very long week. Wasn't supposed to be able to make it tonight, but work kind of slowed down towards the end of the day, so I was actually able to get this set up. Let me go ahead and get this thing up and out and shared and all that fun stuff, and then we will get started. Uh, Give me just a moment. You can look at the beautiful background of humanity, and sorry, that's my dog. You get to look at the beautiful background of humanity while I get this stuff straightened out. What's going on? I will be right back. Like I said, I'm just trying to get this stuff shared out. And yeah, I will be right in to get this show on the road. All right. There's one. Got two more spots. What's going on, guys? So yeah, tonight we are, like I said, I wasn't even supposed to be here. And give me just a second. Sorry, guys. I think my little dog is trolling me right now. Like, anytime I start talking, he decides, no, you need to shut your mouth, Dad. Salty, I appreciate you sharing that out. Saw that, saw that. What's up, Tool Man? I'm still trying to watch chat while I get all this stuff sent out into the masses, as it were. Sorry to anybody on here from the UK. I know I got some folks who watch this uh, as they're getting ready for work here in a few hours, but my bad. I won't do that anymore. Actually, I probably will do that. Alrighty, righty-roo. So, what's everyone playing right now? I don't have a guest for tonight, so y'all kind of get to be the guest. Like I said, I wasn't even supposed to be here. I just got lucky and was able to take off. Just super nice. Especially when you're on call. Alright, got this all sent out, got it all done. So, as the title suggests, tonight, Nelson, what's up? This is actually not a Thoughts with Thrifty. Those are on Sunday. This is Thrifty's Gaming News Podcast. But yes, tonight is going to be more Thoughts with Thrifty based. And absolutely not. I'm definitely doing a video next week, Nelson. Not taking off. Not going to do that. But as the title suggests, we're going to go over the showcase. I'm going to read just a little small PlayStation article on it. And then we're going to discuss Overwatch 2. And my God, I can't. I finally made a decision on Diablo 4, and I made it today. Because of all the stuff that came out about Overwatch 2 and the crisis maps that for some reason during the entirety of the ABK deal I didn't pick up anywhere where that was reported on any, of the media channels or any of the YouTube channels that I watch, I mean. And so yeah, that one kind of flew under the radar because I think we were all focused on the ABK deal. Well, now that nobody cares about the ABK deal, we have learned and have kind of resurrected the thoughts on Blizzard, Activision, Overwatch 2, Crisis maps. So we're kind of going to go into all that. And then we're going to talk about some of my predictions that I have for the showcase here in 7 days. With that being said, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share this out. Let's see if we can continue the trend of every single time I go live, we break records. All right, so step one, let's talk about the showcase. I actually feel good talking about the showcase now because I can let my excitement through, I can be happy, I can be all the things, I can feel all the feels because it's actually real. It was announced by Sony, which is the best person to announce a Sony PlayStation showcase. And here's the most beautiful thing that I got first thing this morning when I woke up, which I would have been right on top of this, but I'm on call right now, so I woke up at I didn't get home last night until about midnight 30, and then I went to sleep around 1:30. And didn't wake up this morning till about 10 o'clock. So I would have been on this a lot sooner. It says, you're invited. PlayStation Showcase broadcast live next Wednesday, May 24th at 1 p.m. Pacific. That is 3 p.m. Central for those of us who don't live on one of the coasts. And so that's awesome. And what are we going to get? 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 Here's what we're going to get. A wealth of new games and new IP are headed to PS5 and PSVR 2. It's almost time to see what's next. PlayStation Showcase broadcast live next Wednesday, May 24th at 3 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. British Time for all my UK fans out there. The show will run a bit over an hour. I'm probably going to say an hour and 15 minutes. And be focusing on PS5, PSVR 2 games in development from top studios around the world. Expect a glimpse at several new creations from PlayStation Studios, as well as Spellbound to PS5 confirmed. I'm just playing. If any of y'all watch Wrestle Talk, y'all need to go watch that, by the way. If you're a wrestling fan, you should be watching Wrestle Talk. But they will always make these little accusations or these little innuendos about certain retired champ is coming back. And so it's just, they do a lot of wordplay, and that's what I think they mean by spellbinding. Games from our third-party partners and indie creators. This broadcast starts next Wednesday, blah, 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 and then to the co-streaming BS. So I got on here, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, that's freaking sick. And I get on, I look, and I saw it, and my first thought was, dear Jesus, not again. Because, we're getting towards the middle end of May, we're crossed over that hump in May, we're towards the end, and so it's time for the next rumor to come out. It's actually in June, or it's actually in July, because that's all it was last year, right? We had every single time we turned around, there was some other insider, quote unquote, who was like, trust me, bro, I got sources. They're saying it's coming next month. And it was so infuriating. But this one I saw when I actually clicked on it. I noticed that I just went straight into the article, and I didn't actually take time to read what website I was going to. And then I look up and I was like, oh, it's blog.playstation.com. This is the real deal. And the whole day today, I have just been super excited. I've enjoyed hearing the thoughts, the rumors, the predictions, all that stuff. The showcase equals happy birthday to us. Absolutely, Toolman. Also, I want to point out the insider said May 25th, so if we want to be jerks about it, he got it wrong by a day. But anyways, we're not gonna be that way. But he didn't get it right. Anyways, I'm just messing. If Jeff Grubb ever gets on and watches my video, he's gonna be like, this guy's a jerk. But So, anyways, it's like a reward. Absolutely. I'm so excited about this thing, guys. I cannot tell you how absolutely thrilled I am that we're getting a showcase, and that showcase isn't for like pieces of tech, right? Like, I would be super surprised if they talk about any other tech pieces at this showcase other than the PSVR 2. Because it says, listen to what it says, listen to what it says. We have a wealth of new games and new IP. A wealth of new games and new IP are headed to PS5 and PSVR 2. The show will run over a bit over an hour, focusing on PS5 and PSVR 2 games in development from top studios around the world. Like, we have the moment in front of us that is just going to be for games. We're not going to have to listen to the Q Lite. They're not going to lead with that before Starfield's showcase. I would say Xbox Studios, but we all know, like, an hour of combined total time is going to be dedicated to Starfield. So, like, it's that whole showcase. It better be a banger, because everything that we're going to get, did you? I mean, longer does equal better sometimes, especially when it comes to showcases. Pause. So, like, it's, I kind of do wish that there was a showcase that was like 2 hours long, right? And they broke it down into like kind of a series of like sections where it'd be like, let's say they promote the handheld title and then show some indie titles that would look really cool on a handheld, right? Like some JRPG remakes, some new renditions, maybe a Sea of Stars, Chained Echoes, just games of that ilk, right? And show somebody playing it on their Q Lite. And then the next one is the PSVR 2, and it shows whatever extra accessory they're going to make for it, or face thing, or change colors, or whatever. And so, like, then they show off their PSVR 2 games. And then they come out and, like, hey, also PS5 Slim, and here's the mainline AAA. I think if they broke it down like that, they could do a 2-hour show, and it'd be extremely palatable because we would have everything lined out nice and neat. But I saw somebody post earlier today that the last showcase was 40 minutes long. This one's probably going to be an hour and 10, hour and 15. So we're getting 150%, I think. Yeah, 150% more, or total more. How does that work? We're getting 50% more? Yeah, let's say that. We're getting 50% more than what we did the last showcase. Which is kind of cool because it's been a year and a half, 1.5. It's been a year and a half since the last showcase. So you have a year and a half since the last one. This one is 50% longer than the previous. And so I think it's going to all balance out. I'm super excited. I got a ton of predictions for this. And some of mine are backed up by articles that have just recently kind of hit. And so let me go over to this one, because here is one that I care absolutely nothing about, but it would absolutely break the internet. And that is none other than Grand Theft Auto 6. And so Grand Theft Auto 6, third party, great relationship with Sony. Take-Two and Sony have been really, really good friends for quite some time. And listen to what this was. This was written 4 hours ago, okay? So 4 hours ago, Grand Theft Auto publisher said groundbreaking games will drive a big jump in its sales next fiscal. Well, it starts in March, it starts at the beginning of April for most companies, and then goes until the end of the next March. And so Rockstar owner Take-Two is forecasting a big jump in sales during its next fiscal year, driven by the release of several groundbreaking titles. for its current fiscal year ending in March 31st of 2024. Oh, so they're talking about 2025. Oh, wow. Okay, so we might get an announcement trailer for GTA 6, but with the way this is saying, that game is still at least a year off. Because for its current fiscal year ending March 31st, 2024, the company is expecting net bookings in the range of 5.45 to 5.55 billion, up from 5.28 billion last year. But for its next year, which runs April 2024 to March 2025, they're saying it's going to jump to over 8 billion. That's with a B. Like 8 billion. Let's see why. In fiscal year 2025, we expect to enter a new era by launching several groundbreaking titles that we believe will set new standards in our industry and enable us to achieve over 8 billion in net bookings and over 1 billion in adjusted unrestricted operating cash flow. That is free money on hand that you can use to do whatever in the heck you want to with. You know, PlayStation came out and they always talk about their net operating budget, like, right? Like they don't go into extra debt in order to buy these studios. They use their operating budget. I know that Ford Motor Company is like that. Ford has like an ungodly amount of money just sitting back on hand in case a recession ever happens again, so they don't have to shut down their plants and things like that. So really, really good when a company, it shows great stability when a company says they're going to have 1 billion in adjusted unrestricted operating cash flow. That's awesome. And so I'm not an economist at all. I have picked up a few things here and there just from armchairing this thing, but like that's great, and that shows a ton of stability, shows a ton of good that company is expecting to be able to do. We expect, and they continue. By the way, guys, this is from Video Game Chronicles. Okay, we expect to sustain this momentum by delivering even higher levels of operating results in fiscal 2026 and beyond. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Zelnick was non-committal when asked whether the 8 billion target could be reached without the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. And then he said, "We're not talking about specific titles. We believe it's highly achievable. As you know, it's exceedingly rare that we talk about out years." In other words, like they like to focus on the next 12 months, not the next 24. And when we do, it's because we have a high degree of confidence. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be shown at this showcase with a, I'm going to say summer. No. I'll say fall 2024 release. Because that puts it dead in the middle of the fiscal year, gives people time to get into it, and by the third or fourth month, you're going to have people spending loads and loads and loads and loads of money. And they are expecting to literally clean up and rack in with that. So that's one of my predictions. And one of my other ones is a game that I really, really... Trails, you made it, dude. That's what's up. And so... Hey, what happened to the Blue Jay? Anyways, not really need it, but I want it. So my next one is Ghost of Tsushima 2. Now, I say this is a prediction because it's so... This one is one that almost everybody is already assuming is going to be there, but we haven't heard hide nor hair about this. And so I'm going to say that Sucker Punch just released, released Ghost of Tsushima in 2019? Because Iki Island was the director's cut, and the director's cut was ported to the PS5 as well. So 19, PS5 released in 20, yes. And so it's summer 2020? So it came out super close to the PS5 then. For some reason, I thought it was 19. So that means they have been working in some respect on a new title, right? You go 2020, you release the game, then you patch whatever did in the game, then most of that team goes off while the rest of them work continuing Iki Island. And so once Iki Island got done and then the game got finished and everything was done, I think that's when full production started, which I think was a year. I think it was a year after release, because I think 2021, I think late 21 they shut down the Ghost servers or the Legend servers, and so they could take that studio and take the piece of it that was working on those titles and then bring them over into the new development that's already been going on, right? That's been going on since 2020. And so when you do that, you end up having your whole team now working on a game for almost 2 to 3 years, right? And so Housemarque has already said they're not doing a Returnal 2. They're working on a new IP. So that's one that I'm also interested in, because Housemarque is they raised their own bar for my expectations, and I'm interested to see it, because I think what I like about Housemarque is kind of what I like about Platinum Games. It's that bullet hell mentality, right? And so those are, I'll get into that in a second. So the reason why I think that Ghost of Tsushima 2 is going to be there is because, one, they have the movie being lined out. And then also, I think they've been working on it for about 3 years. And so if it's been working 3 years, 4 years is pretty much Insomniac's track. Well, hell no. Insomniac's getting games out like every 2 years. Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, those were back to back. And then, well, no, because this year... Okay, so Insomniac is releasing a game a year over the last 3 titles. So, I don't think DS2 will be there. That's actually one that I think a lot of people are talking about. I think they're going to save DS2 for Summer Games Fest. Sucker Punch hasn't been growing. That's where the growth should be. Man, I don't know. I don't think they need to grow much right now. I don't. Stop it. I don't think they need to grow much. If that studio just continues to do what it does and does it well, then don't bring in anybody else to like mess up the flow, right? Like, I think that sometimes growing too fast or adding too many new ideas or new hands in a pot could actually cause problems. Is the Spider-Man PS5 upgrade worth it? Only $10 for me? Yes, I would say so. If Miles Morales was any indication, I would absolutely say so. Bungie new IP announcement? Sure. What are they working on? Like, give me a game, Toolman. Like, what game do you think they're working on? They're only 180. Want to see them get to 350 and have 2 teams eventually over the next 5 to 7 years. Yeah, but I mean, man, if that 180 can... Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. If Sucker Punch gets to a level of Insomniac, I think that they will need to have 2 teams working at all times, right? I think that's what Insomniac does. I think they kind of do this ping pong setup. I know Santa Monica does because they've talked about it. But they do this ping pong setup where you start on one project, the whole team does. Once that project gets nearing completion, parts of that team goes over and works on another project. And then the more it funnels over, and then you keep some people on the first title to, work on patches, bugs, maybe some additional content, things like that. Well, all while this is going on, you have the team that's been working on this new IP working on it. So, yeah, I think that if they... I don't know. You could do it where you split the teams, or you could do it where you have 350 people working on one game trying to get game to market extremely fast. Like I said earlier, though, the downside with that for me would be way too many hands in the pot. Like, we've seen what's happened to Call of Duty over the years when all of these other studios come in to help, right? The game generally comes out as junk. Let me read some of these real quick. Atreus offshoot. So that's really interesting because Santa Monica is working on a single-player space title, or was it multiplayer? I can't remember if it's a multiplayer space title and a single-player new IP, or if it's the new IP and the single-player. I can't remember that one. Let me look that up real quick. Monica working on new title. God of War developer is now hiring for an as of yet unannounced game. Okay, so it just says that they're hiring for an unannounced game. No, nothing there. That's fine. Okay, so I guess I was dreaming that they were working on a space adventure RPG. Maybe I'm getting them confused with Bethesda. May I be shot now? No, just like... So, let's see. Atreus offshoot game, that would be a blast, by the way. Kind of a bridge the gap between the next God of War or their next title. I think that'd be really good. I hope we see something from Santa Monica. Me, absolutely, too. Nickname of IP is Matter for Bungie. Matter. I wonder if they're going to do some kind of like Control or like a PsyOps type thing. You know, where you can like control rocks and throw them at people and stuff like that. I thought it was a fantasy sci-fi. That's what I thought. But when I looked it up just now, none of the first few articles actually mentioned that. They said 1 to 2 years ago that they were working in the background with a smaller team on their new IP, with having it having an expected launch in 2025. This was while they were finishing up with Destiny. Okay, so it was Bungie. I got you. Okay, man, all these dang studios that PlayStation has, I get crossed up a lot when talking about them, unless it's Insomniac or Sucker Punch, because those are my two favorite studios from PlayStation Studios. Now, let's talk about Uncharted real quick, because, you know, there have been rumors that they were doing the Uncharted, the new game. They were throwing around the idea, but Naughty Dog wasn't going to be doing it. So I would love to see something in the way of that game. Maybe London Studios is kind of working on it. Maybe it's a collaboration of multiple studios. Like, I would love nothing more than to see that Uncharted 5 come out, because I've already set the premise before. Like, if you've watched a couple of my videos before, when I was first getting this channel started, I did a Nathan Drake PS5 upgrade, kind of how to cheat the system and get it, and what it looked like, how it ran, all that. But one of the things I said was I hope they make an Uncharted 5, because the daughter at the end would be a perfect protagonist. No, dude, RP gaming, I love remakes just as much as the next person. I really do. But, like, Uncharted deserves a part 5 with the daughter following in the father's footsteps, but trying to do better. I would love to see Uncharted 5. What's up, Salty? It's one of those games that I don't want a remake of the first one, because let's be honest, the first one wasn't even the best one in the series. That was Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 4. Oh, Nelson, retire Uncharted. That hurts my soul, man. I freaking love Uncharted. And Uncharted 4 is amazing. Are we going to keep staring at boxes? Yes. Yes, we are. Actually, no. So, this is... I would also love to see more games like this. Like, I'm good on a new Uncharted. What is wrong with y'all? I want a space RPG. My God, go play Mass Effect. Like, All three of them, you can play them all. Like, I don't. No. No, no. No, no. Agree to a point, but I'm happy with it. I mean, man, y'all are. Oh, holy crap! I can jump off of things in this. Alrighty, especially with Nathan Drake's daughter. Man, you just don't like female leads in games. That's what it is. You heard it here now. It's what it is. This is this is when Salty comes and shoots me. This is I'm good on the new Uncharted. I've played it 4 or 5 times. Want to move on? Come on. I cannot be the only one who wants a new Uncharted game. That's just messed up. Like, I don't I don't believe this. A Burnout remake. Dude, remakes? Come Why? Why can't we just have real games? Like, just real new IP? Yes, I would love to play Diablo 2 sometime. Diablo 2 is fantastic. So, like, it's great. I can't say enough fun stuff about it. I absolutely love Diablo 2. But, so, speaking of Diablo 2, seeing as how my dude brought that topic up, let's get into that real quick. I'll get into some of these other ones. Hang on. Burnout remake, a Max Payne remake, Aloy is fire. What do you mean, Thrifty? I didn't say anything about Aloy. I didn't say nothing about Aloy. I'd like a new Tomb Raider over an Uncharted without Nathan Drake. So here's the thing. Tomb Raider, I would love. I loved Tomb Raider, was it 2013? 2012? 2008? Anyways, I love the reboot. I absolutely, utterly love the freaking reboot. It is a perfect, perfect series. I love all three of them. I have spent hours in each one of those games, and I am really excited. You said we don't like women protagonists. Yeah, but I was just playing. So, uh, basically, God dang it, guys, oh yeah, Tomb Raider. It's one of those game series that I want a continuation because she still never got her dual pistols in Tomb Raider in that Tomb Raider reboot. Also, Crystal Dynamics is the one that still has it, and they're now owned by, was it the Embracer Group that bought them? Was it Embracer Group? Yeah, it was Embracer because it wasn't Tencent. So like they're now going to have money and ability and the um and the time to be able to get this done. Give me a number 4. Not Embracer sold it to Amazon. Dear God, dude, you could literally have a channel like dedicated to nothing but the moving pieces of game studios. Like, it's insane how many times like IPs shift hands or studios like transfer ownership or sell off a division. Or man, you could have a channel on that and just do a weekly update and you would be in business forever. I don't have time to do that. So yeah, I think that with Diablo 2, we're going to go ahead and segue real quick. So Blizzard just keeps screwing up, and I don't want this to become a bash on Blizzard channel because I played Diablo 2, I've played and beat Diablo 1, I've played and beat Diablo 3, I actually played World of Warcraft for about a year. Like, I like their IP. I like what they do with it, generally speaking, or at least I used to. And lately, it's been very, very bothersome. And I know that I was on the fence on Sunday still about buying it, but, talking to Salty a little bit, talking to Lono, kind of got that squared away. And I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm going to buy it. I enjoyed the demo, or the server slam. It runs way better than Diablo 2 does. And so I was going to buy it. And then, Lord help, Blizzard does Blizzard things. Blizzard does Blizzard things. Let's get into what Blizzard does and what Blizzard things are. So Blizzard things usually has to deal with not delivering what was promised, World of Warcraft, over monetizing games, Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, any of their Blizzard nets. Thrifty doesn't pause. So the like those are usually the things that pop up when you're talking about Blizzard and what they do wrong. So, there hasn't really been a lot of negative surrounding Diablo. Sure, some of the characters were messed up. They had to fix it, levelize it, balance it, whatever, what have you, no big deal. But let's look at the IPs around it. Dear God, Blizzard is trying to act like a Xbox property way too early, delivering games that aren't complete, delivering games that are going to be piecemealed out later, delivering games with promises of adding modes and then not adding modes. It sounds like Xbox already freaking owns them. Like, this is what they do. Now he's talking about things that pop up. Heyo. So, listen to this. Listen to this crap. Game's been out for like 8 months. Overwatch was announced back in 2019. This is from Press Start, okay? PressStart.com/Australia. Or .au, however you want to say that. When Overwatch 2 was announced back in 2019, the folks at Blizzard revealed some pretty big features to differentiate the sequel from the original Overwatch. Because if not, they're just charging you twice, dipshits. So, these included the arrival of PvE alongside story missions and hero missions, but those features were missing from the game at launch, with Blizzard promising they'd eventually arrive on seasonal content. Seasonal content. So what that means is you have to wait until, right? You have to wait for it. You have to wait for it. You have to wait for it. We're not going to give you a game that is complete and ready to run. What's up, Ryan? We're not going to give you a game that's complete, that's ready to run, that's ready to go, that you can pop in, download, play, and be done. No, 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 no. No, not at all. No, we're going to give you a game that's free to play. Yeah, just an excuse to turn a free to play with a battle pass. Right. That's where I was going. Like, it's free to play, but you gotta buy a battle pass to get all the bullcrap that you already bought and paid for or earned in the first one. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, listen. That's fine. They're not 343. They're still going to deliver. They know better. They screwed that up with WoW, promising things that wouldn't happen. They constantly do this, and no, we're gonna be okay. We are going to be okay. We got this. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's get it, right? Right. Like, that's exactly what I was expecting to happen. Well, did that happen? Absolutely, utterly not. They decided that, hey, you know what? Instead of, us giving you all these things, no. No, see, the problem is we're ran by shitty people. The problem is that we have a sex scandal about once every, 3 quarters. The problem is that the guy who turns a blind eye to these things owns too many shares, so we can't get rid of him. And so, all that seasonal content that we were going to give you, yeah, we were full of crap. We're sorry. That's not happening. Like, it's such bullcrap. Stop it. Give us games. Give us the game that you freaking promised. Give us the game that you told us you were going to give us. Stop acting like y'all don't know how to make games, or this is your first time ever making one. Stop. Do better. Like, it's if I had a soundboard, don't be sorry, be better. Like, that's the line. That's the perfect line. Just Don't be sorry, be better. Stop giving us incomplete games. So now we go over and let me read the rest of this. Now those plans have changed with the outright cancellation of the PvE hero mode, a decision that Blizzard said was made due to an inability to deliver the mode with the Blizzard quality experience that is expected. If I hear quality used one more mother-loving time to talk about why we can't get good games and why we can't get games that are complete, it's so dang annoying. Like it's one of those things that makes me twitch now. Like it's almost like sources say, like it's almost that level of twitchiness, because it's just a way to say, hey, we really believe in delivering you quality, and you want quality, right? Well, yeah, heck yeah, I want quality. Okay, well, in order for us to deliver quality, we have to cut some of these things that we told. No, that's where you miss me. It's the worst video game gaslighting I've ever seen. And every developer everywhere uses it. And dear God, the ones that have to use it less are owned by PlayStation. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we've had game delays before. Well, we just got to get the quality of the game up so the gamer's playing something they deserve. Okay, sure. But when you release games that are not finished and not done, we have a problem. And this is 2 weeks away from the release of Diablo 4. Another game that has a story, another game that has an online multiplayer component that's huge, another game that they are going to be trickle feeding via seasons and battle passes the rest of the story, because there's going to be story elements to all the new seasons and new content and stuff like that. And I'm sure that's not going to be free. So can you explain to me why I should trust you on Diablo 4, which I literally am so glad I got home tonight before my wife fell asleep and went to bed, and I was able to kind of talk with her a bit, because I told her, hey, listen, I know how much I mentioned Diablo 4, but please, please, please don't get it for me. Don't buy it for me. I do not want that for my birthday. And the reason why is because I don't want to give them full price for a game that may or may not end up completed. Forget the sexual scandals and allegations. Forget that Bobby Kotick is a slimeball and a coward. Forget all of that. The company is losing employees so fast that they had to implement what's called crisis maps. Okay? Let's talk about crisis maps, right? Crisis maps. Can you believe that shit? I've never heard of crisis maps before a day in my life. Full price for half-ass. That's right, man. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's full price for half the effort. And they still have the ability to shut the game off whenever they dang well please. Because you're connected to Battle.net servers. So, D3 had a bad release and it was in better shape. Dude, D3 was fully playable. Like, the stories that they added at the end didn't detract or add to the main story. Diablo 3 is a game that I've actually beat about 3 different times. 3, because I beat it with the Barbarian. I beat it with the Rogue, or was it the Demon Hunter? It was the Demon Hunter, and I beat it with one other character, and I think it was the Necromancer with the expansion. But anyways, like, I like Diablo 3. I like Diablo. But the company that's running them right now has zero trust from me. And here's why. This is from thegamer.com, okay? Blizzard puts together crisis map of games that cannot ship due to staff losses. Blizzard is reportedly losing so many workers that it can't ship games as planned. Almost 2 years since allegations of workplace abuse came to light, this was written back at the end of April, Blizzard is still losing too many workers to sustain itself. That is according to current employees venting their frustrations on Twitter, blaming poor leadership and a forced return to work order that put an end to working from home. Due to this, workers say that Blizzard has put together a crisis map deciding which games it can and cannot launch with its current staffing levels. This is far from the position Blizzard would like to find itself in, considering the multiple live services it has to keep afloat. One of those will end up being Diablo 4. And its ongoing merger with Microsoft. Ongoing proposed merger with Microsoft. I need to help these guys edit their articles. As reported by IGN, the first worker to vent their frustration was Twitter user Adam something, who said that the team had lost another person this week. Blizzard is losing an amazing talent because someone in power doesn't like to listen to game directors who make his products, said Adam. I just want to make video games. Can't do that if we get rid of everyone who made World of Warcraft Dragonflight. We are creating crisis maps of what we can or cannot ship. That is the loss of capacity we're facing. I literally have a schedule I strike out as people hand in notices. Holy crap. Like, dude, all of that right there tells me that as recent as April, what was this? April 22nd? April 22nd? April 21st? April 21st. As of April 21st, we find that Blizzard is losing employees so fast that content creators and developers are having to sit there and go, we have to decide what we can and can't ship. So fast forward, Diablo's been out for, 6 months. They got the first 2 seasons out. And then all of a sudden, the third season, the season that made, is like whatever roadmap they've shown is supposed to have an awesome like story or arc or whatnot. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I know you've already paid for the battle pass. I know you've already done that. But yeah, we're not shipping that. Instead, we're going to reset season 2. And you'll be able to keep your characters and just do it that way. Like, I already see the bullcrap happening before my eyes. Because, what's that old thing? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. In other words, if I let you get away with pulling the wool over my eyes twice, I'm the idiot and you're not at fault anymore. Like, that's essentially what that means. And that, a little side note, that has to be the idea that every single Xbox superfan it has to come to the realization of, right? If Xbox keeps not delivering and keeps lying to them, they have no longer a right to be mad at Xbox. They have to be mad at themselves for continuing in that behavior, right? And continuing to give money on a monthly basis to a company that treats them like dog shit. And so, Hero Down Under, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. It's very, very irritating that the company has crisis maps. Like, guys, we're bleeding employees so fast, we can't release certain content. We have developers saying that people come in and as they turn in notices, they have to scratch out what they can do. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Why in the absolute world would this lead anybody to purchase Diablo 4? Like, I'm saying, guys, Diablo 4 is going to be a game now that I just play for the story. And if I want to play some PvP, or not PvP, if I want to play some PvE, I'll just hop onto Diablo 2 and hook up with all the people on there that already play. Give me just a quick second. I'll be right back. Dog has to go outside. So sorry. So yeah, thanks for that. Sorry, guys. So, Diablo 4 went from I was really conflicted morally speaking to discussing it with Salty and discussing it with Lono, and kind of got, you know, okay with buying it, right? And then all these things happen, and I'm like, man, I only purchase 3 new games a year. I can't bring myself to spend. I don't want to waste a birthday gift on on Diablo 4. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather get, the Final Fantasy collection or a camera for my PlayStation so y'all can look at my ugly face while I'm talking to y'all. And I can, do that. But, like, it's sad to me because of what Diablo means to me, just in a sense of, guys, when I say it made my relationship with my father so much better, we were able to, he would always play as the rogue or the sorcerer, and I would always play as either the fighter or the rogue, depending. And like, he was a military guy. He was very strong-fisted. We didn't get along very well when I was younger. And so Diablo was this thing that, like, every Friday night or Saturday night, him and I would sit down and we could play that together. And we'd communicate. We would talk to each other. We would organize. We would strategize. We would figure out who was going to go where and do what and what parts they were going to do. And, like, if he was playing a sorcerer and I was playing a fighter, like, he would cast up Firewall and tell me, like, he would cast it to where, like, I was right in a little corner where I could... and, like, we communicated so well. And that's one of the reasons why I still own my copy of Diablo 1 from the PlayStation 1. Was because of what it meant to me. So, that series has deep roots with me, especially in the story. But I can't in good conscience give my money to a company that time and time again has shortchanged their players, has made it to where we have to keep purchasing content to get the full story, and has overly monetized or been in, had to overcorrect because of over monetization, the Diablo auction house, right? Like, so that's my thoughts on that. This company deserves whatever it gets. They already act like an Xbox studio. They already deliver incomplete games. They already discontinue sections of games that they promised. They've already done so many things that classify them, in my opinion, as an Xbox tier studio. With the exception of Playground Games. So it's... anyways, I'm done. I'm done talking about that. All right, let's see. I missed a lot of this. Yeah, I'm good, and we'll pass. Gonna buy the holy shit. Yes, gonna buy the holy shit edition of Final Fantasy 16. Sorry about spelling. Oh. That's funny. Hey Hero makes perfect sense. Okay, so I don't know if chat's frozen because I thought I'd got some more chats during that little rant. But okay, so back to predictions, back to things that I want to see happen. The chat mentioned Atreus, an Atreus game. I think that would be super sick. Diablo 4 is a scam. Done bought Final Fantasy. Yeah, I'm just counting down the days until I can play as Clive and go through and grab Shiva and Ifrit and Bahamut and Rama and Titan. Like, I am counting down, and I hope I love the new combat, because it's definitely a Final Fantasy game, but the combat is not Final Fantasy, so it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, so my predictions, right? Predictions. We're going to get Final Fantasy VII Remake, or Rebirth. We're going to get more information on that, probably a release date, because they've already given a window, so the next thing to do is... actually, I'm sorry, next thing to do is month, so we're going to get the month of release. Remember, Thrifty, this is my first Final Fantasy game. Yeah, you're in for a treat, my guy. Like, you should definitely go back and what's up, PlayStation Ecstasy? Uh, you should definitely go back and play 7 remake and let's see, I'd say 7 remake and 10 because that'll give you a good idea of how they build their worlds and then in 10 and then you'll also get a really good sense of the style of combat you'll be dealing with in 16 even though and just like 16 is going to be way faster than 7 remake but you'll get a decent concept of it of what they've been kind of going to let's see RP gaming it's going to melt my PS5 no RP I don't think it will I think the liquid metal will handle just fine. I think the liquid metal is going to handle great. I don't think it's going to melt. Um, it might be able to cook like a little small individual sized brownie behind it, but it's not going to melt. Um, that'd be funny. Hey, could you set if they finally got Starfield to run at 60 frames per second, do you think you could set like a cupcake, like one of those individual cupcakes, on top of your Series X and like cook it? And that way you have like a mid-game snack. I think you could. I think you could. Anyways, I think that you really need to play Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy X. I think 10 has one of the best stories and the best builds of any of the Final Fantasies, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be the closest thing we have right now to the new combat system in 16. And that gives you something to do between now and the end of June. So 16 will be my first since the OG, or since 7 OG. Oh, wow. Yeah, you've missed a lot of growth, RP. It's a special cupcake. Just play Blitzball and dude, Blitzball. I cannot tell you how much I freaking wasted my time in Blitzball. I have had play sessions 3, 4, 5 hours long where I literally did nothing but play Blitzball. I've played Blitzball so much in almost every section of the game to where you get to the point where it says, "Hey, you can't play it anymore. Like you gotta continue with your story, my guy. Like you can't. It's done. The season's over. You did it. You killed it. It's dead. You gotta wait for the new one to start." And so I absolutely love Blitzball. I have Crisis Core Reunion in the wish list. Okay, so actually, you just brought up a good point with Crisis Core Reunion. Crisis Core Reunion is actually going to be more closer to a full-on action title than than Final Fantasy VII Remake, because Crisis Core Reunion actually kind of builds on Remake's battle system while infusing the more action-heavy sides of it from Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Peace out. Have to hit the hay. I'll hit replay tomorrow. Man, I appreciate it. You ain't got to do that, man. Thanks for showing up and hanging out. Speaking of that, guys, we have 12 folks in here. Let's see if we can get 12 likes. And if you haven't already, share this dude out. And yeah, that would be super cool. Also, my lovely wife was the one who stopped by earlier and said, "Are we just going to stare at boxes this whole time?" She's trying to support the channel. She's trying to help me out. So, hey, man, you too, RP. Have a good night, man. Sorry I don't have a guest on tonight, guys. I literally was not expecting to not be busy tonight. Like, it's 90-something degrees in Arkansas. The humidity's like 80%. People's units have been crapping out left and right. And for some reason, we finally got caught up somewhat today. So, like, I didn't plan a guest. All right, so let's do this. Let's see, Byron. Once this PlayStation Showcase gets here, I'm gonna scream. Dude, so I have to work that day, and that's the night that I do my my show. So I'm actually going to be really excited because I'll be able to get my show and get like initial reactions out. There's a lot of channels that are streaming it. I know Reforge Gaming is going to be streaming it. I know that Dreamcast guy, I think he said he's going to stream it. Shoot, there was... I think TCMF might be streaming it. Jez is going to be streaming it at the Grindhouse. And so, guys, it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a big day. I'm going to come on, and then if I'm not mistaken, next week is when I have Social Destruct on, or Social Destruct. Sorry. If y'all didn't understand why I call him Social Destruct, it's because Wooly, whenever he says his name, he says it in that British accent, so it's Social Destruct. It's Social Destruct. And so it's like, and Wooly, please, if you ever hear this, don't get mad at me for butchering your accent. My bad, dude. Like, dude. Yes, so it's supposed to be Church Keys and Social that night. So, don't know if Church is going to be able to make it, but Social has been telling me that he's still good to go. So, Xbox will stream it. Marlonging Nation? Marlonging Nation? I don't know if that's a typo or if that's somebody's actual name on YouTube. I'm going to be on Doomslayers that day. I will listen to others after. Hey, that's cool, man. Nelson, I'm glad you're getting to get on a stream again. I know you said you were super busy. Salty's going to stream it also? Oh, I know whose channel I'm on. That's fine. I'm sorry, Salty. My bad, dude. I swear to God, I watched your video in its entirety. I swear I did. I like watching it. What are we watching? Pause. I like watching it from the PlayStation YouTube, but I always go back and watch all the boys' live reactions to this. Okay, so here's the thing. I've done that before, generally speaking, because I like supporting channels that are under 100K, generally. Back when TCMF was under 100K, which, by the way, guys, tonight, one of the pictures on my banner that I was using for promo of this was one of his pictures. The Ghost of Tsushima 2, that is all on him. That he did that, and I have permission to use it. I've hit him up on Twitter, and he's told me that I can use any of his photos that I want. So, really good with the way he does his artwork and stuff. Yeah, I'll be on... Did I miss some stuff? Guys, YouTube is real weird. If y'all are typing and texting, I can't see it. I'm going to stream it too. Salty, I am so sorry. Does this mean I can't come to the show tomorrow? Did I just get fired when I never got paid? Is that what happens? I'm sorry, man. Like, yes. So Salty's going to be streaming it also. Let's talk about something else real quick. So right now, the new PS Plus games have come out, and you know, I thought about doing a video on this, like doing a quick rapid fire type video of what games I would recommend, what games I wouldn't. But since we're all here, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is freaking insane. I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game since the Ratchet and Clank game that was based on the movie that was based on the game. Salty going to give you a stunner tomorrow. He's going to tell everybody to unsubscribe to my channel. He's going to be like, guys, just leave. Just leave. The guy's a jerk. He's promoting, like, these other people. Love Ratchet and Clank. Okay, so I never bought it because it was between Returnal and Ratchet and Clank last year, and I bought Returnal. And so I've played it, and I've played probably the first... I just got to the point where the female... Gidget? Nope, that's Rescuers Down Under. It's not Gadget. What the heck is her name? Wrench? No. Lord help. Anyways, the little female wombats. I got to her. Hey, why are we spamming things? Hey Byron, I don't know what's going on, but it's showing you've like posted that 3 or 4 times. So I don't really know what's happening there. We all see that. I will have to dust off the stutter. Yeah, so out of these games, I really think people should play Humanity, and I think folks should play um, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And let's go through the other titles because there are some amazing titles that have been given. Uh, and so I just kind of want to go over those, tell you what I think about them, and then yeah, we'll end the stream there. So let me pull this up real quick. Final release date warning, blah 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 blah. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so we got that's headlined by Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Humanity, and Watch Dogs Legions. And then you get Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, Sakuna, which I plan on playing, Tomb Raider, all three of them, which, like I talked about earlier, go play those. They're fan-freaking-tastic. If you like a good Souls game, you can play Thymesia. Uh, Soundfall's not actually coming to us. And then one of the other games that I got on here was Blade Dancer. Guys, I would absolutely check those out. I've reached 5 times already. Streaming still. Yes, it is. Streaming does absolutely suck. I don't know if they're using, I don't know what they're doing, but streaming is god awful on the PlayStation. It's just not good. Now, what I have noticed is that if I'm streaming a PS3 title, it's relatively smooth and I have no problems. But if I try to stream, a PS4 title, it just doesn't work. It can't. It doesn't do well. And then if I try to do anything that's not a JRPG or kind of an indie game with, like those HD 2D type games, if I try to do those, yeah, this is Humanity. Did somebody ask that? I can't. My chat is messing up. Rivet, thank you. So yeah, Rivet is the girl character. Thank you, appreciate that. What's Humanity about? Dude, you're a dog. Okay, so like, watch this. Watch. We're gonna do the next mission. So, Salty did ask what it was. Yeah, I'm getting there. So yeah, like, time passed. Who knows how long? Do we have to look at this the whole stream? I awoke in an unfamiliar place. Sorta, kinda, but not really. So my goal was to like play this and talk while I play. But the problem is I can't talk and play at the same time. And so like basically what I've gathered is you're trying to save everybody, right? Like, and look, they have no faces. These are the Starfield prototypes, guys. These are the Starfield prototypes. With all like the boxes and blocky look, this is Starfield. This was like, yes, I see it. The people are led into the light. This is where the light delivers them. Ooh. What is the place where somehow heard me? Testing grounds. It's time for the trust. Ooh. Okay, so, anyways, this is Humanity. I'm guessing you have to save as many people as you can. I don't know. I just started playing it for a little bit last night just to kind of wind down from work. It's a puzzle game. You have to, there's a steady stream of humans, so to speak, who are going through and they just keep walking in like a single direction, and you have to guide them using your bark you have to guide them to where to the exit, and this is where they exit to. And so all the little gold statues are like that's money. It's what people love. It's possessions. It's wealth. It's money. It's what people chase and get excited about. So you get bonuses for collecting all those. Think of us as the blue core. We're the first to watch over you. Had on our instructions. Well, okay. So, yeah, this is the thing. And Byron, typically I have a better background than this. You know that. I expected this to be a lot better than it was as a background, but it just keeps rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating, and that's kind of enough, right? So, as a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go to the title screen so we can actually. There we go. Title screen looks pretty cool. But it does have a VR mode. It does have user stage creator. You can play on their stages. I know Jez said he messed with a couple of those and he said they were pretty fun. But one of the things that I love is that PlayStation, you know, yeah, Thymesia. That's what I was saying. If you want a good Souls game, Thymesia is there. And Salty, I know you love getting your ass kicked by video games. So that is perfect for the masochist out there or sadist. Is it sadist or masochist? Sadist does it to other people. Masochist does it to themselves. I think that's how that works. But there are so many good offerings from PlayStation throughout the year. When they closed the studio down, Pixel Opus, people automatically jumped on the fact that, they just don't like indies. If it's not big budget AAA, they don't care. If it's blah, 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 blah. We only have Redfall at 30 frames per second, but you're shutting down studios. Yeah, and it's not that PlayStation hates indies. It's they probably went there and said, hey, this game ain't working for us. We got to go. It's taken you 4 years and this is what you got. So it's not that they hate, indies. They actually love indies. Stray, Humanity, Tchia, all three Game Pass Game Pass. Jesus, it's late. Whew. If y'all have watched my last 3 streams, when I start confusing PlayStation with Xbox or Game Pass with Xbox, or Game Pass with PS Plus, it's very, very time for me to go to bed. Ooh, okay, so Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6 is a game that I will appreciate from afar. I love Tchia. I absolutely have fond memories of the Armored Core games. And yeah, Kena Bridge of Spirits. That game was a game that was gorgeous. It was well done. The fighting was super easy, and the bosses were a pain in the nuts. It was awesome. It doesn't sound like a Souls game, but Armored Core. Now you have my attention. I don't like Souls game, but Armored. Okay, so Nelson, here's what you have to realize. Okay, Souls games are actually Armored Core games with swords and magic. Like, hear me when I say this. From Software was kicking our ass with mechs long before they were kicking our butt with swords and shields and magic. Armored Core 3, I couldn't get past the 3rd stage and I owned the damn game. I just couldn't. But, that was also a game that came out and right on time and developed great, and, we didn't have to wait, and there was no wait until, there was no roadmap. It was just, hey, here's your freaking game. I like my mech. I still can't beat Armored Core. I just played Armored Core again. You said you never played one. Oh, Salty. I think you would absolutely love it. Actually, dude, I'm surprised you never played one. Armored Core on the PS2 was huge. It was such a good game. But so let's talk about some remakes and remasters. That was a big topic in the chat earlier. I would like to see I'd like to see more about Tekken. I would like to, but remakes and remasters, I think you could get away with several series actually. You could do remasters. I'd love to see Square Enix come out and do a Final Fantasy VIII remaster. I'd love for that to get announced. I died 12 times in the first three missions and it was going negative. Right, right. Like never owned a PlayStation until the PS4. Yeah, I know. That's yeah. I had to remember that because you know you didn't know about those games back then. Like those were hella good games, and you didn't play them. Armored Core 6 a month ago. Try it, never beat it. I just want to see things that we haven't seen. So Ryan, I agree, but I don't want to see things that are 3, 4 years out. Like we should have enough coming in the next 18, 12 months that it is enough to fill the show. And I'm sure some of the things are going to get bigger. Um, I'm sure some of the things are going to get bigger. Pause. I'm sure some of the things are going to get bigger coverage than others. Like, I'm sure they're going to do a bigger Spider-Man 2 presentation. I'm sure Final Fantasy 16's going to get quite a bit of love. So, I mean, I think that'll be a good 20 minutes of the show right there just from those two games. I do think we're going to hear from Housemarque on what they're working on. I think we're going to hear from London on what they're working on. Uh, and then GTA 6. And, a really good remake or remaster would be the announcement today made me bigger. So I think what a really good remake that I think a lot of people would enjoy that I probably wouldn't play much would be, like a reinvigoration of the SOCOM series. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs, like that type of stuff. I think that would be great. Ben Studios has been working on something for a while now, and I'd love to know what that is. I don't really care about Blue Point, and dude, I don't care about Mortal Kombat 12. I really don't, or Mortal Kombat 1, or whatever they're gonna call it. I just don't give a rat's ass. I have not enjoyed a Mortal Kombat since the one they made that was more like an RPG. I thought that one was really fun. Many Sony fans mostly want to see remakes or remasters, even if something is revealed. It isn't until PS6. I'm fine with it. Dude, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like, I gotta save my voice for next Wednesday. Killzone. Dude, I would love a Killzone. Like, Killzone is a really fun game. And I think that game could have actually done some really good things if they would have stuck with it. Maybe this time they will to give us a Killzone 4, and it's like, games as a service and all that shit. But it would still be something that would get us kind of hyped for that because the story guys would love it to come back and play the story again or the continuation of it. So, interestingly enough, I don't remember whose show it was. It might have been Jez's. But there were reports that there's a studio that I think it's Blooper Team or Blue Point, whoever did Demon Souls, that the reason why it's taking so long for Bloodborne is because they like dismantled it and rebuilt it from the ground up. Like it's going to be more of a remake if they release it than a remaster. And I wish I could give credit to whoever that was. Heck, it might have been Salty in his video. Bloodborne remake would blow the roof off. Yeah, it really would. That would be the showstopper to me. That would be the end. Even though I hate those titles, a lot of the game genres that I don't like, I can still respect them because I'm not a twit, right? Like I can look at games that are live service and go, you know what? I hate those, but obviously they serve a place and they serve a purpose and have a place. I can look at first person shooters and same thing. I don't necessarily love those, but they have a place and I can find enjoyment in them. Or I'm not going to bash somebody just because they choose a different style of game than I do. But like Bloodborne would literally it could be that last final thing. Like right like GTA. So what if they started with Bloodborne and ended with GTA 6 or flipped it? And we're actually getting Bloodborne at the end of the year. It's going to be a December release. Like, that would be nuts. It also depends on when we're getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because, you know, as I mentioned before in a different stream, Sony doesn't cannibalize its third-party deals. So, uh, in other words, it's like what they did with Hogwarts Legacy and Forspoken. They moved Hogwarts. The developers were like, yeah, we could use a little bit more time, and they moved Hogwarts so that one, the devs had more time, but two, it didn't come back with Forspoken, so it came out the following month. Never played Bloodborne, but it's a remake. I'll try. Never played Bloodborne, but it's a remake. I'll try remaster. I'll pass. Uh, Never played Bloodborne, but if it's a remake, but if it's a remake, I'll try remaster. I'll pass. Okay, so I think you're saying that if it's a remake, you'll play it. If it's a remaster, you'll pass on it. Which, man, I get that, dude. Like, remasters, I have purchased several. You know, I have the Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD collection, which didn't do much in the way of... It gave us the updated, like, sphere grid, but it didn't give us much else. Like, I was actually watching something the other day where it showed how the old character renders in the original PS2 release actually look better than the new character renders in the HD remaster. So like you have these remasters that sometimes they don't look good. Factions 2, that is a game that I can actually support for what it is and know that it's going to be huge. Nelson, it'll take a good remaster collection anytime, i.e. Mass Effect, yes. So Mass Effect, they basically had to, like, they did a ton of work on Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. Like, they really did. If games are getting remakes and not 10 years old, I find that troublesome. Well, yes, but think about how much tech has advanced in 10 years, right? Like, think about how much tech has advanced. What kind of phone were you using 10 years ago? Right? Like, let's look at that. Let me see what iPhone came out in 2013. In 2013. Let's see. It was the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And let's listen. It was 7 millimeters thick. It was a 4.7 or 5.5 inch display. It could store 1664 or 128 gigs and had an 8 megapixel camera, right? Let's go with iPhone 14. Let's see. iPhone designed to make a difference. No, it's not. It's designed to take your money. And stupid people like me will buy it. So, let's get in here. Oh, now it has water resistance. It has a pro level camera, 5G. The other one didn't even have, or had 3G. with 4G Evo if you were lucky. So let's do this because I love the idea that remakes suck and remasters suck, and if a game is less than 10 years old, it shouldn't get one. But listen to this. Just on Gigabyte alone, you went from 8, or from 16, I mean, and now the lowest one you can get is 128, right? You had a, what was that, an 8 megapixel camera? Now you have a, let's get to it, camera has an A15 with a 5-core processor. It has a 20 megapixel camera. No, I'm sorry, a 12 megapixel camera ultra wide, 12 megapixel camera main, a 120 degree field of view, 2 times optical zoom, a photonic engine, deep fusion, pause, portrait mode with advanced something depth control, up to 64 megapixel panorama, video recording in 4K at 60. Like, it's not the same. Tech increases so much faster than it ever did before. So as where I can respect that not remakes and remasters, they shouldn't get away with charging $70 for them. But like a $60, $50 remake, dude, I'm all in there. Especially if it's a title that I played the crap out of, I would absolutely love it. So folks who have like mastered Bloodborne, you give those guys a remake, and then you give guys like me who've always been kind of on the fence, maybe played a little bit of it, dude, I'm straight trying it. Because remakes and remasters, you know, if the price is correct, I think are good. Like, I haven't purchased Last of Us Part 1, even though I think I'd be well worth the money. Like, I just can't bring myself to spend it because it's a remake of and a remaster of a game that, it's a remakester of a game that I have beaten 3 times. We are getting an MGS3 remake. Can't wait. One of the best games ever. But we are always going to get remakes because nostalgia makes money. That's a fact. Let's see. Dang, chat was going off while I was looking that up. If games are getting remakes and not 10 years old, I find that troublesome. We talked about that. I don't know, but a 15-year-old, but 15 was good old Razor. Absolutely, the good old Razor. That thing would break in 4 pieces if you dropped it. PlayStation said they have some new IP. I want to see what those are going to be. So, yes, new IP. That is what scares me and excites me all at the same time. Because new IP could mean a litany of things. And there's always a lot of uncertainty that comes with it. That's also why remakes, remasters, and sequels will continue to sell very well. So, overall, I hope we get a good showcase. I think we will. Hopefully they don't just give us a ton of CGI, because there's one thing that PlayStation fans can do a whole lot better than Xbox fans, and it's hold the feet to the fire of Sony. And like, if you don't think every single channel, mine, the panel on Salty's, like, is going to bash the absolute dog mess if all we get are cinematic trailers, no. We don't play that bullcrap. Like, we just don't. Agreed, Toolman. We need new games. Xbox make remake station names on YouTube for a reason. Oh, shit. But we're always going to get remakes nostalgia. I understand the tech has changed, but games like Zelda or Final Fantasy will take a good 6 years. I even liked Final Fantasy VII R, but it was... But it was time for the game. Yeah, and I mean, yes. So I do agree with that. The tech has changed. I'm knee deep in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. At least you clarified that, not you're knee deep in Zelda. That'd be weird. Can't get enough of it. Yep, go play Dark Cloud. It's the same freaking game. But I will say this, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, they improved on everything that Dark Cloud tried to do. So I'll give them their props, but the whole building things and stuff like that, that's just a Dark Cloud mechanic they put into an open world setting. So kudos to them. Um, so yes, I do agree that games do take a while, but Square Enix is releasing games at a higher clip than normal. So I understand that like you're thinking that this generation is only going to last a few more years, uh, but like Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 17 is already probably in pre-development, right? It's in storyboard, it's in creative, it's they're probably working on getting more stuff for that while their other studios now get to focus on Kingdom Hearts 4 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Plus whatever other crap they're doing. Like it can we talk about how Square Enix releases a lot of freaking games a year? Like their output lately has been nuts. Trial says I was gonna buy a Switch to play the new Zelda, but I've been grinding MLB 23 Season 2. Um, oh, Salty only plays handheld. That's it. He doesn't. He doesn't play. He doesn't ever get the docket, so to speak. So, pause. I'm just kidding. He is gonna kick me off the show now. That's what's about to happen. You're about to see this shit go down in real time. Um, that's too many. What? What is too many? Agreed, Toolman, new game, that's Xbox Remix Station. I'm all ready for the... Oh my god. Okay, so don't tell me about Star Ocean 6, because here's what happened. I played the first Star Ocean, which is on sale right now. It's like $7. Buy it. It's also on PlayStation Premium. Play it. It's freaking awesome. Um, and I still need to play the other Star Oceans. So, I think your name is Salt. You're probably right. But yeah, so like this has been a good night, guys. I appreciate y'all showing up. I appreciate y'all coming out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. I'm probably gonna play some Diablo 2. If anybody wants to jump in, I have a new character. I'm still in the first section. I am a sorcerer. Face green, smiling face. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, Ryan. I was getting up and I saw the. Don't go. Well, I've ran out of stuff to talk about. And tell you what, y'all throw out a topic. See if I want to talk about it. Come on. I'll give y'all. I'll give y'all the next 7 minutes. Let's do this. We'll do an open chat. So, what do y'all want to hear? What do y'all want to talk about? Here's what I want to talk about. You hear that? Did you hear that? That's what I'm talking about. So, what do y'all want to talk about? Come on. Great discussions, Thrifty and chat. All right. Well, I mean, if we don't have any other topics, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So y'all can find me on Twitter at ThriftyPSGR. You can find me on the PlayStation Network at ThriftyPS_GR and Dadgummit Ryan. Okay, I completely spaced on Capcom. This is what happens when you don't write your show and it's more off the cuff and more free flowing. I gain the spontaneity of like my vocal inflections because when I read from stuff, I sound like I'm a robot. But I also forget a lot of shit. So, Capcom. Okay, so here's what I think they're going to do. Capcom, we are getting Silent Hill. We are getting... Wait, hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Okay, sorry. Not Capcom. I thought you were talking about Konami. Okay, so Capcom, man, I don't think they're really going to announce much. Like, Capcom doesn't have a lot of upcoming games. I think they're going to put most of their focus onto Street Fighter. I really do. I think they're going to put most of their focus onto Street Fighter. You know, they've been doing a really good marketing campaign on that. Uh, I don't suspect we're going to get another announcement or an announcement for. Uh, Damn, people don't believe in monsters. I don't think we're going to get an announcement yet for the new Resident Evil. And Exoprimal, man, I don't know. That game, Exoprimal, that game does not. It it has potential, but man, I don't know. There's something about live games or games that I fear are going to end up being monetized that just turn me off from that. But Exoprimal did look fun. That's the dinosaur one, where like it's a shooter. You're going around shooting dinosaurs. Ooh, dude, do you think they'll do a Monster Hunter 6? Like, I would have never. I don't know. Like, because they just released Monster Hunter Rise. Oh, Nelson Gaming. You just reminded me of Dragon's Dogma 2. That was done at the 10-year celebration of Dragon's Dogma, and they showed the banner in the background, and that was it. Oh my god, dude! It's Here's the thing. I was talking to the chat, to Salty's chat, and my god, it's it's so it's such an awesome time to be a gamer, right? And it's such an awesome time to be a PlayStation gamer. We get all the best third parties. We get all these wonderful things. We get the best first parties. We get the best third party exclusives. We get second parties that want to come work with us. DigiTrails? Hang on. Let me just pull up my app. You know, this guy named Trails wants to be my close personal friend. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Request received. There you go. Hey, and I get to see the Blue Jay again. That's what's up. I've always loved the Blue Jays logo. But when is it a good time? When is a good time to be an Xbox gamer? Never. Never. I sent you a friend request. When is it a good time? Monster Hunter Rise sold 12 million copies already. Right. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it'd be a little too close. That to me would be a good Summer Games Fest. Like, hey, here's the thing that's coming up in the future. Um, it's a good time when you sell it. Yeah, we need to start a poll. It's become very hard for me to be thrifty. I just bought a PS3 with 8 classics and I've spent over 500 Australian dollars. God, dog. Ah, this year already with not enough time to play them. And now the showcase, dude, Hero Down Under, you're gonna. That's why no matter what, I buy 3 new games a year unless I get gifted one at Christmas or my birthday. Like, and then I of course get that game or whatever. Just because if I didn't set a hard and fast for me, I would be absolutely broke all the time. And I know that about myself, so I have to set boundaries for myself because it's one of those things that I will straight up spend every waking moment and every free dollar that I have. So essentially, we're all going to be broke for the next 18 months. Hey guys, if y'all are here in the States and you have a Trader Joe's, y'all need to go check out Simpler Times. If you're over the age, I am not promoting drinking. If you're over the legal limit, you should check it out. It's really good. I'm gonna get Company of Heroes 3. I've never played a single Company of Heroes. Um, I hate this level of temptation. I've been looking for a rumor and Jedi Survivor for over an hour and finally found it. Very pleased. What was the rumor? You gonna share with the rest of the class, or is it a spoiler? Well, I guess it's is it like a bar? No, Trader Joe's is a I don't even want to call it a health food store, but it's like a little market, like a little food market. But they have a lot of like really off the wall, like imported foods, a lot of German stuff there, a lot of Swedish stuff. They have a really awesome adult beverage section that's actually really cheap. Locate the odd pair. Huh. Yeah, it's just like a little supermarket. It's almost like a Whole Foods, but not as pretentious and definitely not as expensive. Whole Foods, I swear there's nothing in that store that actually has flavor except their pizza. Their pizza at Whole Foods is absolutely phenomenal. But I only eat it when I'm out that direction for work. All right, guys. It is Beeman and Tilly. What were their names? I hate Whole Foods, bro. I do too. And here's the fun fact: I am pretty much like 80%, 90% gluten free. And Blizzard is the same as EA with nothing but aggressive microtransactions. Yes. So that's also why I am super, super impressed that EA has left alone the Jedi series and Respawn. They've left them alone, and I'm really impressed that they're putting more focus into um, single player titles. And my wife has to, dude. My wife is actually the one who got me interested in gluten free. Uh, Once I found out that gluten free doesn't mean that I have to just use like almond flour or coconut flour, like, when you start cooking gluten free, like there's a lot of things that go into it, right? Like, I also found out that everything at the store, just because it's not labeled gluten free, doesn't mean it isn't gluten free. I am. You don't have to tell me I'm all over the place. Benji Silt. Dude, yep, I was scared too. Dude, but no kidding. Since August, I've lost 50 pounds. And that's pretty much the only thing I've changed. And it's summertime and I work outside. But like, since August, I've dropped 50. I don't really eat McDonald's. I don't really eat fast food in general anymore. And and I feel better. I wake up, my back doesn't hurt, my knees don't hurt. Like, I've actually dropped a few pants, and it's all because we went gluten free. So places like Trader Joe's have a ton of gluten free options. But walking a lot helps weight loss. Yeah, it does. What do I weigh now? I weigh 251. And if you would have asked me my weight several months ago, I would have said none of your gosh dang business. But now I'm fine with what I weigh. Uh, but you know this this game, I wanted to put it up in the background, and I know it was kind of annoying at the beginning. This is a much better screensaver with what I have it stopped on now. But like, I wanted to put this up just to show that PlayStation does do stuff with indie devs. PlayStation does work with them. PlayStation does care about them. And no soda. I stopped. Been about 4. Yeah, sodas have never really been a big problem for me. I don't usually drink them a lot, but uh, the uh, the caffeinated energy drinks, those are my Achilles heel. Those are my weakness. Um, so yeah, if you want to add me, ThriftyPSGR on Twitter, I usually post some stuff there about my shows. You can keep up with it there. You can follow me here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I have a show every Sunday, a show every Wednesday, and I release usually 1 video to 2 videos a week based off of sales that I find or games that have come out on PlayStation through the PlayStation Plus Premium or PlayStation Plus Extra. Mountain Dew is absolutely, utterly disgusting unless it is the pineapple one, which is really good. Anyways, yeah, once again, sorry there was no guest tonight. It's a kind of a shorter show. There was no guest. And for the last 30 minutes, we've talked about anything and everything from just life in general to gluten-free food to video games to what we want to see. And I'm going to watch your old vids while I grind the new season of MLB The Show. Thanks, man. Yes, hey, guys, I will definitely see y'all. This is my birthday weekend coming up, so I don't know if I'll be on. I might do a birthday stream where I put my Cash App in the description, shameless plug. But oh, God, I'm tired. That would be so funny. I got paid to do YouTube. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, man. I don't think I'll do a stream on Sunday, and then I will definitely catch y'all on Wednesday. Can you do 2 live streams on Monday? No, I can't. No. I see everyone in the chat on Salty's show tomorrow. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Y'all have a good night, and as always, stay thrifty, folks.